I'm pretty sure this is gonna be my 50th video. It's the perfect season for this. I know it should be later in the month, probably closer to the 30th, 31st. Month has 31 days, probably close to the 31st. But I need something to do with my videos. Ghostrick. This archetype is a bunch of fiends and spellcatchers and zombies and a little bit of fairy in there, mostly focusing on its ability to not flip summon, but all the monsters, main deck monsters, share an effect where you can't normal summon them unless you control a Ghostrick monster. And a lot of them also have effects where you can put them back face down. They also have effects where, when you flip them face up, they gain effects. The level ones are special because a lot of them mostly focus on defense, like Mirror, Mary. Sorry. When you take battle damage, you can special summon this to your field in face down defense mode. Special summon a Ghostrick from your deck in face down defense mode by discarding this. Sorry. Hard once per turn with that. It also can flip itself face down once per turn, which isn't really the most useful. So, what about Spectre? Can't be normal summoned unless you control the Ghostrick, flip itself face down. When a Ghostrick is destroyed by opponent's card effect or battle, if an opponent's attacking monster, and send the graveyard and special summon this from your hand in face down defense mode, then draw one card. Whew. Oh, I should also mention they're all dark monsters. Then we got Lantern, which its unique effect makes so when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, or when a Ghostrick monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do special summon this from your hand in face down defense mode. Jack makes so when its opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can change that monster to face down defense and special summon this from your hand in face down defense. So all these are just mostly about battle and getting getting monsters to protect you from battle, and as always, of course, they're all about getting face up in the field, getting face down. Like our next monster, some of our level 2s. We're gonna start off with Doll. I think that's this one's name. Yep. When this card is flipped face up during the end phase of the turn, you can flip everything face down and special summon one Ghostrick from your deck in face down defense position whose level equals or less than the number of monsters flipped face down. Then we got Necromancer. That makes it so it has the normal Ghostrick effects. When a level 4 higher monster is normal, special summon to change it face down. There must be another Ghostrick monster on the field to activate and resolve this effect. So you can just flip all your opponent's monsters face down as soon as they come out. And then we got Fairy. When this card is flipped face up, you can target a Ghostrick in your graveyard, set that target by banish it when it leaves here. Then change face up monsters your opponent controls face down, up to the number of set cards you control. More mass, putting everything your opponent has face down for some benefits. Cool. And Yukiona. This is actually my Discord profile picture right now. What? Don't look at me like that. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can change the monster that destroyed it to face down defensive shit, and if you do, it can't change the battle position back. Which is pretty nice? Okay, not really. You just kind of put your monster face down forever. Unless you're putting this fit card face down, your opponent's going to know what it is, so they know what to attack into it with. And if you notice your opponent's playing a bunch of Ghostricks, you're probably not allowed to attack them because of the field spells. Which, son of a witch, makes it so you can try to put one monster's face down once per turn. But it's not permanent. But it's still better than Yukiona. Sorry, you should have been had a bigger role in that one Golden Nova video. Yeti. Normal Ghostrick effects, and when this card is fixed up, you can take a Ghostrick on the field. It can't be destroyed without our card effect. This turn. Then we have. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm just gonna say spiritualist. Because that sounds about that he looks like looks like Jalgin the spiritualist. When this card flips face up, you can add your deck one Ghostrick monster whose level equals to the number of Ghostrick monsters you control. You can control up to 6. Yep, you can add any level, and if you have enough, you can add any Ghostrick you want to your hand. Zombie, you get to take all the attack monsters on the field, add them all together, and give it to one monster. But only that monster can attack. And you can only activate that during your main phase 1. Skeleton banishes cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down up to the number of Ghostrick monsters you control. And now, excuse me, Mr. Werewolf, why are you a zombie? Sure, I get some of these. It's a skeleton, so he's a zombie. Why is the Yeti a zombie? Okay, the witch makes sense. She's a spellcaster. Yukiano, spellcaster, makes sense. Necromancer, spellcaster. Zombie, he's a spellcaster. Mummy is a spellcaster. Yes, Mummy. Frankenstein, yeah, he would be a. Sorry, Frankenstein's monster. I don't know what you're supposed to be, so I guess. Why the werewolf and why the Yeti? I guess they're undead. Like the werewolf, sure, he gets to have to be flipped to fix 100 damage to your opponent for every set card on the field. Because you can have 5 set cards into your spawn trap card zone. 5 in your monster zone, 5 in your opponent's spawn trap, 5 in your opponent's monster, 2 in each of the extra monster zones, and then 2 in each of the field spell zone is 24 cards total that can be placed onto the field. And then you multiply that can be set onto the field. And then you multiply that by 100, and oh look! Even if you somehow had a miracle happen and was able to get every card fixed on the field, it's only 2,400 damage. Not worth it at all. Makes sense, because he's a liar. He's not a zombie. Unlike Mommy. Mommy makes it so when this card is flip face up on the field, you can special summon it. You can normal summon it additional time. Stein. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add a Ghostrick to a trap from your deck to your hand. And finally, our only fairy. Nah, that's a half a lie. Siren. What's my turn? Has the normal Ghostrick effects, blah 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 blah. After we normal summon or flip face up, you can send 2 cards from the top deck to the graveyard, then either a card was a Ghostrick card, you could play one of the effects. Add a Ghostrick spell trap from your deck to your hand, change one effect monster your opponent controls to face down defense. Huh. So you get Stealth Mill. The opposite was this is like the big card of our deck. We're supposed to give her every single card in our opponent's deck. Amazing. Goes all face down, can never come back. This one gets us our spells. That's really it. And why do we need our spells? Well, let's talk about that now. We got Ghostrick Shot, which is that witch trying to play so the ball was on the ground, so that makes me think of golf. But it seems like she shot it upwards, which is more like a baseball thing. Also, everything here looks a little less like the real version. Let's go chibi. I think that's the right word. It's like normally witch. She looks a lot more like human. This one she looks a lot more anime. But like the card itself gets you special summon a Ghostrick from your hand or graveyard, then change one face down Ghostrick monster on the field to a face of attack. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a Ghostrick Xyz monster you control, attach one Ghostrick card from the graveyard to that monster as material. Whew. Not bad. Get more monsters, get our own monsters face up. And yeah, not bad. Now it's time for our field spells. The last 3 spells we did the deck. Monsters can't attack face down monsters, but they can still attack directly. Oh, wait, all 3 of the field spells share that effect. Museum has its unique effect being at the end of the damage step, if a monster inflicts damage, change into face down defense. Which means you're never attacking. It's only your opponent attacking. Which means after you take damage, your opponent's monster goes face down. Which means they don't get their effects during your turn. But during their opponent's next turn, they get all those effects. Your opponent takes no damage. Ever. For Parade. And that means we have to win by non-damaging means, like Angel or Skeleton. Which means Werewolf is even less useful. When an opponent's monster requires a direct attack, you can add a Ghostrick from your deck to your hand. Whoa, more Ghostricks? This sounds much better than Party. Museum. Parade makes it so you are forced to do an alternative win condition, and if your opponent just so happens to damage you, you can add more cards to your hand. And then, wait. I'm just gonna call it mission. All effect damage and battle damage inflicted by your opponent, inflicted except by ghost tricks, is halved. So you get to survive longer. Yay! Oh, our next card, Ghost Trick or Treat. As long as you control a Ghost Trick field spell or link monster, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Your opponent can pay 2,000 life points to negate this effect, however. But not negate the effect. The effect becomes this card set this card instead of sending it to the graveyard after this effect. Otherwise, for the rest of the turn, that face-up monster can't attack, activates effects, also can't each flip face down. So you're just gonna get rid of one monster your opponent has, or they get rid of 2,000 life points to put this back on your field. Which means during your next turn, your opponent has to sacrifice another 2,000 life points or lose their monster. So your opponent has 8,000 life points. If your opponent has 8,000 life points, then you can go 1, 2, 3 before your opponent is forced to actually get rid of their monster. Ghostrick Graveyard. I know that's not what it's called. If you have a Ghostrick in your hand, this turn Ghostrick cards you control and face and defense vision monsters you control can't be targeted by or destroyed by card effects. It's protection. Let's go with wait. Ghost has arms? Huh. Well, anyway, our next Ghost Trick, as long as you control a field spell, in a Ghost Trick field spell, you can return it to your hand, then activate a different one, any field spell from your deck. You manage this card from your graveyard, then target a Ghost Trick Xyz monster you control, special summon it from the extra deck, or a Ghost Trick Xyz monster with a different name, but it's a rank up Xyz evolution. You can flip it, you can exchange one of your field spells, or rank up Xyz evolution. Well, our last card, Ghost Trick Bank. When exactly one face up Ghost Trick, gross. Has to be exactly one. You control, and no others, is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard. You can target 2 Ghost Tricks in your graveyard with different names from the destroyed monster, especially some of them face down. I guess it does technically do benefits, but it's a battle trick. That's all it is. Well, let's go through the monsters. Our link monster, Festival. It takes one non-link Ghost Trick. It can use face-down Ghost Tricks as material. When a Ghost Trick field spell is on the field zone, Ghost Trick monsters can attack directly. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can tribute this card, especially summon a Ghost Trick monster from your deck and face down defensive vision. So, if you play this, then its effect about attacking directly is useless to you. Its other effect makes it so if your opponent attacks, but your opponent, if you have a field spell, your opponent is just allowed to attack directly. So if you're about to take damage, then you can change this for a different Ghostrick if you have enough room in your field, but it's not going to do anything. Dual Hunt, Xyz level 1, all of our Xyz monsters take 2 monsters. Dual Hunt gains 200 attack for every Ghostrick you control. Let's do some math. You can have 1 in your extra monster zone, and 5 in your main monster zones. That's 6. 1,200, so it can become a 2,200 attack point monster. That's attack for 1 per turn. Quick effect, you can discharge one material from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field, have its attack until the end of the turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one other Ghostrick card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. So, we add more Ghostricks, and we can just hit stuff really hard. That's all this does. Unlike Socupas, which, if another Ghostrick you go while you control another Ghostrick, your opponent's monsters can't target this card for attacks. Once per turn, you discharge 1 material from this card, then target 1 monster on the field with attack less than equal to an attack of all Ghostrick monsters you control, destroy it. And if you do, that monster zone can't be used as long as you control a Ghostrick monster. As this thing naturally comes with 2 materials, you can get rid of 2 of your opponent's monster zones. Sounds fun to me. Cashier, anyone? Alucard. Dracula. Oh, sorry, I read it backwards. Dracula makes it so when an opponent's monster can attack face-up Ghostrick monsters or face-down defense position monsters for attack, except this one. Which is weird if you have field spell, so you can't target any Ghostricks for attack, but you already couldn't do that with the field spell on the field. You can discharge 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 set card your opponent controls. Straight. It's cool. Get rid of our opponent's set cards, and we have tons of ways to set our opponent's card, or I guess also Fairy and a Doll also do that. And is it Frost? One of these, if your opponent attacks, they also get put face down. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target another Ghostrick in your graveyard, add to your hand. It doesn't matter how it's sent, so I guess if it has no materials, you can just link it off and just add any Ghostrick you want. Angel of Mischief, however, makes it so you can also Xyz summon it by using a different Ghostrick Xyz monster, except copies itself, transferring materials to this card, rank up Xyz evolution, all that. When this number of this card's material becomes 10, you win. There's no if and or buts about it. You win as soon as it has 10 materials on it. Once per turn, you discharge 1 material from this card, add a Ghostrick Spell Trap for your deck to your hand, sort of counterintuitive to its instant win effect. Once per turn, you can discharge 1 Xyz material from this card. You can attach 1 Xyz material from this card from Ghostrick to it, from your hand to it as material. Reading cards for 18 minutes is pretty boring. But what is not boring is, I was gonna say the deck, but it's actually pretty boring. So the gimmick's pretty interesting. It's jump scares. It's because you put your monsters face down and they go brah when they come face up. But it's so lame. I've tried it before, and it really doesn't work well. So one of the main reasons why it doesn't work well is because it's so slow. And what's your main win condition? Is it Angel of Mischief? No, that's way too slow. Okay, so is it beatdown? Well, this is no. And none of our monsters has high attack. I think, like, this one is the one that has the highest attack possible. And, alright, it must be banished over once monsters face down with Skeleton. Everything goes face down from opponent's deck. Oh, there's 40 cards in the main deck. Our opponent's going to draw 5, meaning if we use this, and then there's 35 cards left in our opponent's deck, meaning we're probably going to have to have about 7 activations of this card. If we can somehow get all 5 Ghostricks on our field at the same time. And the 7 activations means we're going to have to do 14 turns between me and the opponent. It's really lame. I see why Joseph doesn't like it. Well, We're talking about the boring deck is boring for the past 24, 20 minutes and like 6 seconds. But what it's not boring is top decking the subscribe button. You're only missing the head of Exodia. I might get it right now. Oh my god. Oh, that's not the head of Exodia. That's the true Exodia. You know, the card that makes your opponent win? Yeah, you don't want that. Good luck next time.